Welcome back, everybody. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Hairforehead? Grr, I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fräulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore.
Yeah, you shouldn't, dude.
Yeah, well,
fucking
why is that a
awful.
personal rule? That's just something you should never do.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way that Mr. Latusse's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room. And a witness you was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't even very big, see? Kinda limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert.
And murderers follow rules.
Yeah. The only one who meets the contradictions of our killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that? What's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo! Remember when we found Mackie? That was bizarre!
Yeah.
That was Crazy Town!
She's right. Why did Mr. Latusse's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar. I want to read those lyrics again.
Yeah, let's read the lyrics.
Sugar. All right. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. Yeah, so the whole thing was played out. Who would have the motivation to do this? Why? Play out the lyrics.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a
Sounds like a
serial
lot of
killer
work.
with, like, you know. A perceptive observation, Herr Judge.
Thanks. It was kind of on accident, really.
Blushes.
But you work in this job long enough, and, well, you get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie these all together. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer?
The missing body. I believe Becky stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lampshade's song. No one in this country had the motive to kill the victim. And Becky practically left his signature at the scene.
Why is it just being accepted that this kid moved that body?
Yeah, man. Good question. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
You fail as an investigator. You are terrible. Not even Gumshoe would say that.
Yeah.
Gumshoe would be like, it doesn't really make that much sense that a little kid would have been able to move. Objection! Please keep it to the facts at hand. But I just thought, shut up, detective.
Aww.
Oh, okay. Lampshade's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? Its code? All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. Sugar! First the keys to my heart, held on so tightly, was stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst in flames on the stage. And Latus's life was taken away by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanations. Guitar, up together to the sky.
That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
Rebel.
I admit, I'd forgotten about the song. She forgot about the song. But there it is now, waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were.
Hey! You know, I was the one who noticed that first.
I heard of jumping rope to songs and counting 2 songs. But killing?
It's a wild world out there, Herr Judge.
Very well.
It's very Hannibal, yeah.
We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination.
I'm not sure we should be doing so much singing. Killing him softly with his song. Killing me softly. Alright, I believe that Maki stole the body because of the lyrics. Who steals a body just to match some lyrics?
I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence.
It is a Fräulein detective says. Let us begin with the first excuse me.
You went burp.
I had a cute little burp. Everybody, did you hear that? It was tiny and cute. I have cute burps. If you would, Fräulein detective.
What? You want me to sing it?
You for the fitness, Shah. Or
Oh,
did
God.
you want me to sing?
You sing it.
I warn you, my fierce vocalist is not trivial.
Fine. Ahem. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? Sugar, when you stole away the keys of my heart, held on to so tight. Oh God.
Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
Next, we go to the right of the lyrics page where we find burning in my heart, fire burn my love away, all away. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Like a bullet of love, fire take my life away, all away.
All away!
All away.
You did it. Pretty good, I guess.
Mr. Latus's life was taken away by a bullet.
Bravo, Fräulein detective. Your singing, it's not bad. Now for the finale!
Guitar.
This is my part, Fräulein. Come on now.
Dip it.
This one I do pro bono.
Okay.
Pro bono, as they say. Guitar, up it is gathering the sky. See, that's a pro.
Yeah, you did it way better than me.
As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Latus was found with the guitar in the sky over the stage. Well, I guess your guy isn't that perfect, huh, Dumplings? No series of coincidences could be so well conceived. Ha!
He's right, scientifically speaking.
What would Walkie have said? That concert was whack!
It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. He moved the body to match Lampshade's song.
Please bring up the fact that he's a tiny child. Does the prosecution have any idea how he do all this or why?
You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason.
A deep reason. Not only did he steal my kiss, but he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts even if he had a reason. And worse if he had none.
So good. The deepest complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim.
Fräulein Detective, I take offense to that opinion.
Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say.
Yes, the crime was planned for sure. No one in this country had any motive to kill the victim.
But Mr. Latouche spoke English. He may have come to this country before.
I looked into that, I assure you.
Oh,
It was his first time in the country, it seems.
and what country is that, for the record?
You know, Doi. Apparently he learned English on his own.
Please explain to me what country we're in right now, please. I'm confused. My GPS doesn't work. I can't, none of my money works, none of my credit cards. What country is this? You see, no one here had the motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. Fashion. Fashion means everything. Fashion eats everywhere.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
Ooh, what did you say? What did you say to me?
Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song!
Rebel, 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 rebel.
Do you think that is a good idea? Of course not. And I'm quite dismayed by this ludicrous accusation of your claim and such. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music.
They're even in my textbook at school.
And I never heard of them. What does that say about me?
I was kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. And Becky practically left his signature at the scene.
Yeah, I'm shipping it.
Those two?
Yeah, Emma and Clavier. Emma with a strap on doing Clavier from behind.
Yeah. All right. I can see it.
What is she?
Eating snackoos.
Eating snackoos. Oh yeah. What is she?
Take it, Glimmer Boy.
Glimmer boy, and what was her other word used to describe him?
A scientific strap-on.
She has one other way to describe him, or
Fop.
Glimmerous fop.
fop.
Yeah. Take that, you glimmerous fop.
You diva. Let me buy snackoos.
Pulling his hair.
Yes. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, they've already been shipped. Check Google.
They've already been shipped. Hey, come on, be nicer. Come on now. Don't mess up my hair. All right. Well, what do you mean by signature?
The bullet holes in the ball, of course.
The bullet holes? Yeah, he leaves them everywhere he goes. That kid always shooting the fucking revolver everywhere.
The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
And Clavier's getting banged. Wait a minute. You say he's getting banged by the guy with the phallic hair. I don't know about that. Okay, put him at the front of Clavier, then getting a blowjob. Emma on one side, phallus hair on the other. And Emma constantly smacking the hair away annoyed, like, because it keeps getting in her face.
And that means what exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there.
Hey, stop messing up my hair! Hey, I'm trying to sing! Boy toy. Alright.
They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would have been difficult, almost impossible to mix at that range.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim.
No, you can't be serious.
Blind. Mackie! He can't see! That's why he missed! It's the only explanation that makes sense.
Oh.
He used sound and other senses to fire the gun.
Oh. This is so dumb.
Poorly.
It was all part of his plan, shooting the gun poorly. That reminds me, the new monitor in that room was blaring at the time, ja. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. What a clever plan.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. All part of his plan. Brilliant.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think Justice. He calls himself Justice. What do I do now? Oops, I just selected something because I was trying
raise an objection, I think is what you selected.
I chose raise an objection.
I think.
Sure, there were bullet holes in that left in that wall, but that doesn't prove that the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's true.
That's certainly possible.
There's a million reasons.
Yeah, dude.
And it might have been the revolver's fault. Also, who's Emma to say that it's impossible to miss at that distance? If I see a gun pointed at me and I think it's about to be shot, I'm gonna fucking get out of the fucking way. Like, there's many ways that a gun could miss at any range.
The revolver?
The revolver was a large caliber, correct? In fact, we have a pretty famous case in Canada of a cop firing like 14 times almost at point blank and only 9 of them hitting. Even though he was like right at point blank. And yes, 14 times are apparently necessary to take a guy down in Canada. The revolver was very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, Wyatt could dislocate the shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant Maki Tobe, he's a little tiny guy, like really small. It's not hard to picture him firing the gun. It's really hard to picture him. The kickback alone would have thrown off his aim. So that proves their point, but...
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Yeah.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
That bit about Mackie being tiny?
I should mention that guy had a knife.
Yeah.
And wasn't even coming at the cop. Anyways,
And the gun throwing off his aim? Are you kind of, admitting that he did it?
oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was without a doubt the defendant. Even if the defense seems to agree on that point. Yerk, ugh, cripes. I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get to the facts of the matter of the record. If you would, Fräulein Detective.
Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony.
So did we click right?
I don't know.
Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. And Baki practically left his signature at the scene.
Okay, so this one's new.
Okay.
You can't see he was blind just because of the bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that.
I wouldn't call it proof per se.
Huh? You've merely raised the possibility. Fräulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based on the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just the bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the vent in the first place? Ah, very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, would you care to explain? He certainly seems sure of himself here.
Recall the crime scene if you would. There was a step ladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
I don't believe it.
Everybody backstage was told about the maintenance, including Baki Tomei.
We're doing maintenance on the air vents. The air vent located right here by the door next to this ladder, accessible by blind boys and other children alike. Just so
Only
you
the little
know.
ones.
What's your name, little boy? Is it Mackie? Come over here. I want you to put your hands on these steps. All right, I'm going to show you up to the top here. Now, in the event that you ever needed to get in here, here's what you do. All right.
Unscrew
Good.
these, screw
There you
this,
go.
Uh-huh.
All right, you seem to have the hang of it. All right, I'm off, guys. I'll see you after the weekend.
He would have known that there was a way out at the top of that step ladder.
But why is it the first time I heard about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. Whatever. You only needed to, I've got his voice all over the place. You only needed to consider what the stepfather was doing now.
Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Ladders.
Well, hair forehead. Out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Oh, jeez. Maybe he's cut the scent of my blood.
Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove that the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Hee hee hee. Hee hee. Come on. Keep up the smug, Clavier. You're doing it. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that could prove that, though?
I've got just the thing or no such luck. Do you want to show them what we're looking at? Would he have had to have read the lyrics?
I already
He doesn't
got it.
speak English.
I think I got it.
Why? But I'm thinking he doesn't speak English, so how could he have read the lyrics that were written out in English?
He just knows the lyrics because it's a song that she would have been practicing all the time.
In English. He doesn't speak English, right? No, he doesn't speak English.
That's a good point. I think that'll come up later.
Okay.
Maybe.
What are you thinking right
But
now?
we're talking about his sight,
Okay.
I think. I'm thinking this. The killer wiped out what he wrote. And who would do that except for somebody who can see that he wrote something? Otherwise, why was it wiped out?
Perhaps.
This is assuming it was wiped out.
Yeah, it does look like it was.
I think that
I
works.
feel like you're right, yeah. Screen?
Fine, I'll accept the prosecution's challenge. Why not?
Oi, excuse me.
As I knew you would, hair forehead. What exactly am I up against here? Jeez. The prosecution's saying the shooter would have missed it because they couldn't see him. Let me explain everything that happened over the last little 5 minutes.
The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
Select your answer. Crime photo.
This is the evidence!
This isn't really,
I don't think this is it.
it's kind of smooth dancing. Yeah, this is weird that this came in. It's not really,
I think you made the dog bark aside.
you think?
Yep.
All right.
No, it's not.
We'll be back after this.